Happy to be here after a long one on Inferno. CycLone, they move on to their own map pick with a 1 in the win column. So looking very, very good here to take the series. We honestly called it as a 2-0 coming into things.
Yeah.
A struggle, for sure. Newhappy played very, very well on Inferno, particularly compared to how they played yesterday. But it does seem to be a map that they struggle with the final few percentage points in terms of picking up victories. All the same, they'll get a CT-sided start here. Maybe that'll make a difference.
Well, let's see how things pan out. Any better for Newhappy? On the CT side, you'd hope maybe exactly so. Not a bad start. 2x for 1. Can he make it a double? The answer's no. Tiger could be in a little bit of trouble here as well. Surely not a knife. Jamyong, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing, Jamyong? It's surely thrown this round. It's by no means like a 1v4. That was a 4v4 in towards ramp. And they're about to lose. What is going on here?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff. The madness of the Asia-Pacific region definitely continues. And we are left a little bit dumbfounded by what we have witnessed there. But all the same, Newhappy will pick up the pistol.
Jamyong's just completely thrown this round for no reason. There's a free kill. Tiger's 21 points of HP. And we're just off the back of a reload as well. What is he doing? I honestly cannot explain what the thought process was there. A 4v4. And it's all falling apart. And Tiger ends up getting another kill and a bit off the back of it. Yeah, that is such a poor decision. I'll say with the first to forward towards this one. To the hands of Tiger once again, stepping up. Not really expecting really all too much, honestly, from CycLone in this round. No real buy to speak of, but consolation kill or 2 wouldn't be too bad.
Ooh, 2x got to be a little careful. That's a rough frag for him. There it is. Anything from the Glocks is nice. Just the one, though. And just an MP9 taken down. So not the end of the world. CycLone will be buying up here and looking pretty nasty from here on in. Very much liking the look of this one now. Yeah, we've got to see something out of deciding towards their first full buy nice and early. We got to see that kind of control that we knew they did have. Granted, it was never really that consistent in the kind of the long-term side of things. But if we can see CycLone build up a little bit of a repertoire, maybe something to speak of. Need the T-side to kickstart well, though. It's not always the easiest map by any means, the T-side of Nuke. See what they can do. Of course, a Newhappy, they are against, well, Newhappy on a bonus buy with a double MP9 still in play. So it does give CycLone a little bit of an advantage at range. Tiger with a lovely little angle down below, but Mercury is going to ruin him. Not ready for the second player, however. At least the trade is there for Newhappy, but a decent start gives them some nice outside control on that CycLone side of things. We'll see what they do with it.
For now, not a whole lot to speak of. 4v4 and CycLone going to slow things down quite considerably. 50 seconds to speak of. They actually don't really technically have full lobby control here. Definitely could have snuck out of that single door. Could even be playing around the hot position too. So they're playing full retake on any sort of an entrance to anywhere, basically. And with 35 seconds to speak of, it doesn't give them a huge amount of time. Looks like they want to go A.
Slow A, though. Not sure I'm a massive fan of this. Lee Hang is in such an awkward angle to deal with up there. Oh, he's so blind, though. Nobody checking it, however, and he comes away with 2. Oh, man. There was a moment. There was space to find that kill, but nobody looked. Nobody just gave the rafters a quick peek, and it will cost CycLone everything.
Gotta be said, not the confident start. Very, of course, similar start to what we saw in Inferno. That was a 4-0 in a row for Newhappy before CycLone then started to find some form, but again, a very questionable decision in terms is, well, they're gonna go for an early tack pause here. I don't mind it. This T-side so far has looked really weird, really rough for CycLone. They go towards our side. They're poking and prodding in that direction, which is fine. Normally, the play there is to drop outside smokes and either go down secret or wrap in towards A made and, you know, fight on towards the A site from two different fronts. But they're all coming out a single door and heart. It's very easy to mow them down. Like we just saw, the kind of one or two players playing through heaven/rafters can do basically the majority of the legwork in that sort of CT hold. Fundamentally, quite simple for Newhappy. And of course, it will mean not much of a buy to come through recycling. They are going to go, yeah, I'm going to say, Mercury did have a force bought Galil, which felt kind of weird. Now back in towards the Triple Tech 9, a D, and a P250. It's just the upgrade of pistols to work with a Psycho. This should be Newhappy finding a 4-0 start.
Yeah, looks that way. Getting a really solid kickoff from them. Great on the pistols in this series. I believe they are 100% on those, so definitely going to help them moving forwards if they can keep up that kind of statistic. But yeah, it's more when Cyclone are able to get in. Seems to be a struggle from Newhappy to change up their game. Not a lot of depth from the timeouts, you know, things like that. We'll see. Nuke is a very different beast. Oh, Lee Hang, a lot of damage there through the smoke onto Almond, so no kill, but, you know, it's a nice enough start. There's going to be a fly down from Mini. So many flashes. 2-2 only able to get one. Trades are pretty good here from the pistols. 2x got to be careful not to fall to this Tech 9. Oh, and it was close. Took a dink. Will manage to survive. Meanwhile, in all the carnage, the bomb's actually crept downstairs, so Advent may well be able to get away with this plant. He's going to be a little bit alone, but he has an M4. So anything always possible. And you know what? This timing here is pretty good. He hears them coming through the vent. They really were not banking on this one. Looking for that flank. Gonna get one. Not ready for the second, though. Round's not over just yet, however. Alman with the late lurk. Left so very low. It's planted nice and open.
Oh my God.
Alman sees him on it. And, well, Spine just held it. Has no idea where to look, what to think of. And that cost him his life. A real lapse of judgment there from Spine, to be honest. Wasn't even looking in the possible direction that he could come from.
Gotta say, I was so worried about him opting to nade first. Sees the guy on the bomb, but thankfully doesn't come back to bite them. Cyclone. Not too shabby. And we'll find there first. Of course, the expectation there will be a buy back in place for Newhappy, which is the case, but Spine is actually pretty low. Only a 5-7 for him. Would have wanted or hoped for more, but not to be. Cyclone can find this early form that they did in towards Inferno, where they can chain a lot of rounds together. There's a conversation to be had, but Tiger's got all the ideas. Spam through the smoke. There's the first.
X and Tiger flashed off these positions, but able to come back at the right time. Trade is there. Whoa, and Tiger with a wild run through that smoke. Allows them to get back into an even situation where, you know, it was looking okay for Newhappy. Spine's going to make his way out off the back of that smoke, I would imagine. Actually not. Okay, interesting. Just kind of buying some time, I guess. Denying the bomb plant away for now, I suppose, is what he's after. He will eventually creep around. Could deny the bomb here. He does indeed. Oh, gonna get a bit weird. They already set up as though that bomb was gonna go down easily, so now they have to really change the game plan on the Cyclone side. 2-2's gonna come in and find an easy frag. This has really gotten messy. Down to Advent. Clean frag on the first player down below, though, in the form of Spine. Ruined that round for Cyclone, and the half-by win comes off for Newhappy.
Yeah, always a hard fight from those little angles as well, but Newhappy claiming a round back in their favor. Again, another quite chaotic one as well, but like you said, I think the real thing that's sensitive, they just don't expect that 5-7 deep on towards the site itself. Unfortunately, and we're already in kind of the idea of, right, let's get into very good post-plants early, which is good to see that Cyclone are thinking about that. It's just unfortunate. A little bit of an oversight, so costly. Cyclone, unfortunately, no real money to speak of once again. Just a Singular Khalil here. Oh, and it could be a massacre. It will be. Oh, that round was done in a matter of moments. It was barely like 15 seconds.
Mental. A little bit mental. But yeah, again, so wild here. CycLone, they're also making some silly mistakes. You know, both teams really looking loose. That overtime is taking a lot of energy out of them, I suppose, and they are just playing a little wild, I think. I don't know what to say ultimately, but we'll see whether the game stabilizes moving forwards here.
Yeah, still plenty of time for it to do exactly that. So, I'm not going to get worried immediately, but you have to at least keep in the back of our minds that this has been a less than clean affair. Nice spam, may I say, as Alman will fall through the smoke. Oh, and 2-2. Good reactions. You can see the shadow, of course, when you're dropping off a top main, so it puts you in a really awkward spot. And Mercury will fall as well. That should be the round.
kaze trying to recover them back into it. Just not going to happen, is it? Yeah, gets one, but the round indeed does go the way of Newhappy. So a 6-1 start here. This looks very, very impressive. They drop around. We thought maybe that was an opportunity for CycLone to close the gap, but nope. Immediately dealt with. Really great stuff and keen turnaround from first map. You know, you'd think some teams may well get down in the dumps about losing in the overtime, but not this one, apparently. They really have come back with a vengeance.
It ain't bad. It ain't bad at all. Lot to like so far. Newhappy come out flying. I feel like as well this is a well-prepped Nuke. Of course, you'd probably expect it. Nuke is a very good map, fundamentally speaking, for the CycLone boys, but doesn't look the case so far. Struggling. Round towards A, gonna go quick and spine there to meet them. Alman, let's get a very important trade. And they've got space to work with for a bomb plant now.
Alright. We'll take a bomb plant. Alman gonna find another 2 while that bomb's going down. Okay. CycLone now in a very solid winning position. And in fact, they have won the round with that kill. Lihang's going to back off and give the round away. What is happening? Some of these moments are just so crazy. Great little move here from Jamyoung as well to read the save and perhaps deny it. Yeah, Lihang not even going to check the angle. So, lovely second round. A full wipeout coming in. And Newhappy will have to go deep into the savings to facilitate a buy here. And if they lose this, then that gap close we talked about may well happen. And, you know, T-side of Nuke and everything, we're aiming for about 5 rounds. I'd say that's pretty decent.
I'd agree.
In the MR12 if they can get there, and that's definitely possible.
Absolutely feels like it's on the cards right now, and, well, honestly, super deservedly so, in the sense that CycLone, that's the sort of round that can give you a lot of momentum. On the thing being, though, Newhappy just clap right back. If they put them back in their place, they can actually see off this half in an incredibly dominant fashion. I mean, still a real possibility of double digits on that CT side, which feels, no matter how good CycLone back themselves on a CT side, it just feels like too big of an ask. Down to a secret. Mercury going to be first contact. Advent just behind him as well. There's one down here to meet them. Does Tiger get checked in a little bit of an off angle here? He might be good for a couple. Oh, other ideas. Never mind. Gets deleted. Mercury crisp.
Times down here pretty quick will get deleted. So that feels like the round may well fall alongside him. Alman outside as well, just lurking around to solidify that fact. CycLone have refound their mojo, it would appear. A couple of really nice rounds here. One with the half-buy, one with the actual rifles, though, which is the big deal. A place in which they have struggled quite substantially. Save should happen for the Newhappy boys, but as said, not a lot of cash there, so it probably will just be an eco around these 2 rifles, and then CycLone looking to keep the victories coming.
That'll be that. That will be that. Not a lot you can expect, really, else coming forward for the CT side. Very quickly lose all of early control, and rest around done in a matter of mere moments. Bomb goes off. That'll be that third. There isn't going to be too much of a buy here for Newhappy. So at least in terms of momentum, it's an okay position to be in. You've got a third on the board. Realistically, probably a fourth to come forward with it. It's not the worst position at all for 5yclone to be in. As T-sides go on Nuke, it's salvageable at the very least. You know, even if you make the conversations about, you know, all they get is 4, it's a workable sort of round differential. But we'll see. Pause to be called. They're going to try and clamber it back earlier rather than later. That of Newhappy. Whether they can do that, different story. It's been a very, very decent, good game of Counter-Strike at the very least. I was quite worried going in towards Nuke. It's a map in which 5yclone play a hell of a lot in the regular season. That it could just be a bit of a blowout. And it remains competitive, which is good off the back of a very exciting marathon of an Inferno. We do continue. Pretty fun game of Counter-Strike.
We're going to take some decent damage at the start of the round here from a Deagle, I do believe. Just got to watch himself for the rest of the round. Oh. Alright, we got little shots ringing off, but nobody able to find any kills as yet. But before I even get the words out, on the edge of the smoke there, Spine is going to make things very dicey for 5yclone. 4 players, 1 unhealthy. Not the best look, man. There really is a chance for Newhappy to do some more damage at the very least. I don't know about steal the round just yet.
Yeah, it does go wide as well off the back of it, but they can find a couple more kills. It becomes on. I should have come over. Hang on a second. Liang finds one more. He will fall. There's still a rifle in play in a 4 versus 3. Oh, surely not. Spine gonna find one more. Kaze's dinged. So surely got no chance here. And with him falling, a 1 versus 3 and Alman's tagged. That's the round. Bombs dropped. Newhappy have won it with 2 rifles. That's it.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable, 5yclone. You know, these are the free rounds, man.
Yeah, you can't let these slip. Never.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the way that, you know, you get your half serviceable, let's say. If they find that 4th round, then it's like, okay, you got a decent enough T side. Would have maybe been nice to get 1 or more in the hypothetical, but now they're on 3. That is really not great. You know, that's a position from which the game can be lost. So you really do have to pick things up in the next couple. And that is easier said than done. A lot of energy now going to be behind the Newhappy camp.
Again, deservedly so. That's a really nicely kind of played round. They're just making sure that essentially the rifles are always in those high impact positions. That's well done. It's really well done. They've stepped up in a big way. And even when the rifle falls as well, they're collecting it, reusing it. It's how it should be played. Newhappy going to guarantee a lead at the turn of the half. Exactly what you want to see out of them. And yeah, for 5yclone, question marks. Penultimate round of the half. At the very least, they do have a bye. They still can make it 7-5, but they're going to have to do it against the full buys.
Passive start here, just hoping somebody walks into the crosshairs. 5yclone absolutely understand that they really can't mess this one up. Deep smokes. There's a lot of space outside, but it is just the one player, right? Really faking things out over here. Mercury will work his way down, but the question is, what is he going to do with it? You know, is he just... Ooh, a distraction? Not quite strong enough to get the throw up there, unfortunately, Li Hang. We will have to keep a hold of that flash. He goes creeping in towards Hut, which is not ideal. All the kills coming in for 5yclone right now. There's 2-2, the first one to chime in, and he'll keep them coming. 3 quick kills from the rafters. 30 seconds left, and 5yclone have certainly found themselves in the middle of something nasty. What do they do from here? 2x will spot out kaze. That's the bomb as well. Can't stop him from going down the vent. Gonna give him a chase, but there's a player ready and waiting. He doesn't care. It's all on to kaze. Another round that looks to slip through the fingers of 5yclone.
Yeah, let's kaze pulled off something miraculous. A shot for one. And he'll fall away over towards window. He's made it a possibility. Kaze's played that so well. Oh my god, the manner in which we're seeing 5yclone win rounds isn't pretty, but I guess the fact they're winning them is the real silver lining and the positives we take away. But my god, they are being made to work. Continuously thrusting people into these very awkward kind of 1vx situations, but thankfully kaze, Mr. Reliable as ever. In a 5v3, it should never have got to that position anyway.
No. That is very true. The A hits in particular seem quite messy. They really don't know where to look. And it is kind of obvious. Spine, what is going on? Dealt with eventually. Goodness me. Some absolutely wild moments in these past few rounds, and maybe another opportunity for Newhappy to convert a half by. We'll see. 2-2 does make it out, but not unscathed there. Oh, he's actually back in for a bit more. Kaze seems savvy to that. 2x meanwhile up close. Distractionary shot, not quite sure. He went a bit early. Either way, Tiger round the corner, trying to hold here. Can't get it done. Just one picked up for him. Solid advantage, solid B control coming in.
Bad. Eagle, couple of pop shots. I don't think it's going to amount to all too much as well. Couldn't really stick around as well as that molly could have spread. The round should be absolutely locked in place. Nice safe plant. And nothing really too much to come forward. I think as well, probably the best call here is for 2-2 to save. They don't have a lot of money in the long term. I'm surprised he's even remotely looking in the direction. Oh, according to the last round, what am I saying? Leon going to find one. Alman. It's with him falling. It thrusts kaze again into a bit of a flank. The 1vx situation here, but tap on towards the bomb. He knows he's not on it. It's an open plant as well, so Liang has to stick anyway. It's running low on time. Will not make a difference. That'll be everything. 5 Scriv feels serviceable, I'd say.
Yeah, decent enough. Definitely workable here at the turn of the half. Very, very solid little run back in the end from 5yclone. We'll see if it is enough for them. We've got a break first, and we'll join you after the half.
from what was honestly a rough start for 5yclone on their map pick, they salvaged it. Like we said, 5 isn't the worst as T-sides go, but it is still Newhappy with a lead. And they've been very good in the pistols. They found another one here. 5yclone could be in trouble, and that's not a great start. Down goes kaze already.
Not looking too good. Oh, they know there's one inside the smoke as well. I think they have just found Advent there. All the same, looking very good for Newhappy once again. The pistols seem to be part and parcel. Their bread and butter, to use all the cliche phrases. Just going to be Armin remaining here. Not a chance to do anything. And yeah, imagine how different the games could be if 5yclone were able to get some pistols, able to get off to some decent starts. Could be a hell of a lot more one-sided, but that's not what we're getting. And Newhappy put themselves in a nice 8th round. Eco going to come out. Should be a 9th. You know, no pressure on 5yclone real fast.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's 4 for 4 in pistols from Newhappy. I mean, when you look at it, 5yclone, it's quite concerning. They barely even compete in the pistols as well, is the rough part. And obviously the pistol to kickstart this map should have definitely gone the way of 5yclone, but, you know, don't get me started on that again. But unfortunately, it does always put you at such a natural disadvantage. There's going to be an eco here for 5yclone, like you spoke of. So I'm not going to take too much away from this. We've got to look at the more kind of longer term here. We're going to have Newhappy more or less starting off this half at a position now where they've got a 4-round buffer zone, the 9-5 scoreline, and they got, I mean, just so much space and freedom to really test that 5yclone defense. Even if 5yclone are able to answer back a few in their own regard, their money is much easier to break. So, going to be, once again, another uphill battle. Spine going to find one with a Mac 10. This is just money in the pockets. If Spine can get a few as well. Also could mean potentially an AWP coming out earlier than traditionally expected. Right, I've got to say I'm a little worried about 5yclone right now. There's a very strong way, which if the CT side looks or starts being a little bit uncomfortable, they could just be whisked away and towards Nuke, and we look towards our map 3.
Jamyoung, a little bit of damage, but nothing happening for him. Should be the round secured here. Wild run through the smoke from Mercury. There's a lot of noise around, yeah, to be fair, so he does go unnoticed. Nice to get a kill. And we're hoping for a knife up top. That would be lovely, but I don't think anything going to come the way of that vent player, so they will just go down the vent and try and find these final few kills. Not going to happen for them, but it will for Spine. He gets himself an eco ace. Love to see it as the 9th round comes round for Newhappy. Lots of money being made. My. 8-5 now pushed in towards a position where, yes, there's the added bonus of another round in favor for Newhappy, now up to 9, but semi-expensive. I guess you can take the silver lines. It's a throwaway, but not expecting all too much anyway. So 5yclone full buyouts. It's only just FAMAS for Advent. Unfortunately, Advent having one of those games, 4 and 13, been a rough display from him, and unfortunately the calls haven't really been much better. Given the benefit of the doubt if he was putting up the numbers or the calls, but unfortunately neither have looked too clean for 5yclone. Towards our side. Those Copenhagen Flames cross smokes do come through. Gives them some good room to work with. Can pop in towards main as well if they feel like it. Almond sits behind waiting for exactly that. Advent swinging round for 2. Lovely stuff. And the support is looking just as good. Tiger and Lee Hang. No real option but to go B, I suppose. And even that will be tough. There's a player down there ready to roll. And even more moving in. Mercury just going to play nice and safe. Try and get this one flawlessly. Jamyoung makes his presence known. Keep them at bay. Flash comes in. Mercury with good timing. Just the 23 HP Tiger to try and find a kill, let alone get the bomb down. He just wants a frag. Yeah, no, but I don't know that it's going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, the window's open. Hold on.
Hold on.
Nah,
he's so low, though, you know what I mean?
Surely not.
He's so low. It'd be such a big ask for him to find anything here. Little tag.
Yeah, could have been in the head. Could have been
true.
in the head. You never know.
True. But hey, 9-6. This is where we can start the stories and, you know, the narrative saying comebacks on and all the rest. But, you know, realistically speaking, it actually is still quite a big mountain to climb. Newhappy, they're still playing, technically speaking, with what was left over in terms of bonuses. They got an unfortunate economic situation now, however, where now down into towards these Tech 9s, this does give CycloneOVO a little bit of breathing space. They should go within 2. I say should, using that as an operative word there, because unfortunately they have struggled in these before, as we saw in the first half. However, if they are able to see this one in their favor, being only 2 rounds behind, that's reaching distance. That's what they start to put the pressure on towards Newhappy. Advent, just jiggling. Molotov in hand. Second he spots or sees anything. Drop a nade, not even a Molotov. Spine in the smoke drop. Swings good for Mercury. 3. Make that 4. Feed him the 5th. Why not? Let's have the first ace of the series. We'll take it all day. It's 2-2 in a P. 250. And no real chance at anything. Alman's pretty low, so I guess if he overfaces, he could get his head ripped off his shoulders. But Mercury, it's the one to fall.
Of course.
He's off for the ace, and unfortunately, it's always the case. 2-2.
That's what happens, man.
Yeah.
When you get 4 kills, the enemy bullets become magnetic, you know? So, it's a little secret.
Always
in
how
case
it
you didn't
is.
know that. Yeah. Well, I never seem to be able to get aces, so it must be the game.
Yeah, it is definitely the game's problem, I reckon.
Yeah.
100% put it that way. It's okay, though. I think the main thing in that situation, too, is the fact that it's so inexpensive. You know, only the one casualty. It's what it's all about. In those kind of Tech 9 rushes, they actually are semi-scary in the sense that, you know, you get an opening kill or two, you get a lot of early space. So, great that it's shut down so early. Actually, a really chunky nade that came through from Advent there as well. Credits to him. But Mercury, good to see. He's been the real stellar performer so far, even prior to the eco frags there. So, Icon coming alive. It's taking a while, but in they come. Once again towards A. Oh!
Advent?
Keep shooting, dude. Why'd you stop?
He just let go of Matt's one.
Why?
You might. I think he was way off with his crosshair, but you might as well.
Well, he tagged him twice. He had the line off, and then
I don't know. Did his mouse die or something? Maybe because his crosshair also like swung out wildly for no reason as well. I don't know that. 3 versus 3. Spying gonna find a big one onto kaze, so this doesn't look too bad at all. Jam Young, a few too many targets for him to deal with. They now know that both coming in from the heaven angle. No kills coming round. There's not a lot of time.
They haven't got time.
The Cyclone to get this defuse. Yeah, should just be able to play around with that, even if Alman finds any kills here, which he won't. And another crazy, impossible round being won by Newhappy. That's the important thing. They've had quite a few of those half buys where we're like, okay, it's not going to be easy, but should be around here for Cyclone, and then they lose it, right? So, crazy.
Yeah, it's such kind of easy util thrown on towards the A site as well. I mean, it's util that me, you, kind of anyone can take in towards a pug and utilize. It's very simple. You know, Molotov from roof that goes in towards top part and a couple of flashes. So simple, but way too effective. It's a poor hold from Cyclone. They get punished, and you know, this has been a sloppy nuke so far, and it continues to look exactly like that. Continue to keep getting punished time after time. Smokes are coming towards our side once again. Those Copenhagen Flame cross smokes do come through. The nade actually goes too deep. Doesn't even break the smoke there. So information really gained, and Spying gonna find one through Alman. It's unfortunate.
Lee Hang. What? You've got to be joking. He blinded up himself. Still gets the kill while half blind. I don't believe it. Absolute madness. Bomb nearly gets taken down through the smoke there. This has been an absolute mess of a second half, man. I'm going to go down. Mercury close to the action. Goes through the smoke. Down he falls. And all sense of discipline and decorum is just out the window at the moment. These engagements are unreal.
It's a weird game of Counter-Strike, but it ain't looking good really at all. at the moment for Cyclone. Is there even the luxury of a save here is probably the big question too. Kaze. What is he doing? He needs to be so careful. What is going on here? He's going to die to the bomb, surely. Why you don't stay down towards B, I have no clue. But now they don't have any money and no orb. I don't know. It feels like I don't know what the plan was. I don't know whether he was tempted to go for a ninja defuse there. I'm not sure why you're going up vent with the bomb under 10 seconds already. And you know how big the radiuses are. Now into a CS2. That felt very weird. Very weird indeed, but kaze falls. Now Cyclone have nothing. At least if they had an orb, it was a little bit of a lifeline. We've seen miracles before. They maybe even could have like slightly half-put around it with like a 5-7. Or P250s, but no. Yeah, I don't know. Very weird one.
It just feels so crazy. You know, everything, like I say, has gone out the window and the decision-making has stopped making sense in places. I have to be honest. But yeah. Well, I just don't know what to say, mate.
That's how I
be
feel.
Honest. Yeah. It's hard not to flame, you know, we're trying to it just doesn't make much sense is the nicest way of putting it.
It's hard, yeah, it's hard not to be harsh, but it is like, you know, fundamentally in every mind there's no like justification about it. It's just a bad decision. Like there's just no positives at all. He was down towards B, no one had come looking for him for a long time. Not saving this round to literally no avail. Nothing's gonna come of it. Li Hang is mollied, unfortunately, by his own teammate, so he has to just wait and toss the cubby. But yeah, they should be fine. Plant in the smoke, and I mean that'll be the round. I think for Cyclone, it's looking like it's gonna be a save size exit call. I'm still quite baffled, and also it's so costly because it's now Newhappy up to a freebie of a 12th. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what's gone on. I feel like Cyclone, this whole map has been just a showing of really poor decisions that have actually been very punishing. And credit to Newhappy, they've taken advantage of a lot of these situations, undeservedly on track to pushing us towards a decider.
Yeah, so you would say. Crazy, isn't it? To be honest, but we'll see. 5 rounds in a row from Cyclone. They pulled off a little mini comeback. It wasn't quite as tight as this, you know. There was a bit more breathing room, but they did indeed have a similar sort of energy, a similar sort of task on Inferno, and they managed to get it done there. But this is something else, I would say. Buy starts off relatively weak. No warp. A little bit of a lack of utility, but certainly workable. Certainly is a winnable kind of buy.
Yeah, absolutely. There is, I mean, something to work with here. Attack board's to be called by Newhappy. Tail end of this map in what has been a very deserved map going in their favor, honestly. Nice and effective for them. They've really made very few kind of grand mistakes, and I mean, Cyclone have made plenty. Lost to now a couple of ecos in this map, and it's been a worrying display. Out of only 6 and 15, not exactly great. And Jamyong is meant to be the most important fragger on this team, only up to 8. Definitely worrying, to say the least. No one's really stepped up. No one positive. Good to see. Newhappy, honestly, deserve that they're on track to pushing us towards the decider.
Yep, definitely feels that way at this point. A lot of utility raining on in, but no real follow-up off the back of it. Just sending some fear into the side of Cyclone, I think, here from Newhappy. They're actually looking to play pretty slowly, see what the man outside can find. Just have to be careful. These smokes starting to dissipate. Oh, footsteps going to be heard there, I believe. Definitely the drop. So they know that the downstairs might be a little compromised. Oh, nobody moving, though. Nobody moving. They'll just allow that one man down and bank on an A hit.
Molotov will come through. Mercury gonna be in trouble. Just gonna try and spray behind it. Is not given the luxury of crossing because he does fall to Tiger. Pop shot. The collab. It's not a commitment towards A. They're gonna go back towards ramp.
A little bit wacky, but keeping the guessing game coming. The swing comes round from Kaze and he loses his life. Jam Young, last line of defense before getting into B. Not a bad spot, but they land on top of each other. Not really sure what to do from there, was he? You know, it sort of threw him off a little bit. Just 2 remaining then on the CT side. 2-2 is crisp. It's all on to Advent against 4. Number 1 picked up easily, but the next 3 will be an awful challenge. 3rd map surely has to happen. This is going to be something incredible if he is able to pull this one off. Tagged up, left low, and finished off by Tiger. That'll be 13-7 and a 3rd map required in this one, Neo. I don't think we were expecting that at all, especially after the way that first map went down. You know, a little close, a little tight, and then we were like, okay, the nuke, pretty good one. Surely 5yclone get this. But no, they got rolled over a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, a pretty decently one-sided effect.